Hey guys, it's Dave from DD Drums. Welcome to this lesson on 4 must-learn fills for beginners. Now, hey, there's probably so many fills we could have gone through, but really we just want to break it down to 4 must-learn fills, just because these are going to get you started. Basically, these 4 fills are going to get you started on, some important things to get you learning to play around the kit, and just a variety of different ideas that we could use in fills. If you want to get the sheet music for these fills, be sure to hit the description section down below and you'll be able to print these out. Awesome, guys. So let's get right to it. Here is the first fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, as you can hear, this one is basically going around the kit. We're playing the single stroke roll, which means we're going right, left, and we're simply going from the snare to the tom, to the second tom, and lastly to the floor tom. All right, so we're going from the snare to the tom, to the second tom, to the floor tom. We're playing like 4 notes on each drum. So we're going 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. All right, that's how it's going to work. And what we're going to do today is we're going to play this with a beat. We're going to play 1 bar of a rock beat, and then we're going to do the fill. And we're going to try 2 different tempos, starting off at 75, and then the fast tempo will be 110. And I definitely recommend practicing these with a metronome, because when you play fills, one of the most common mistakes is to go faster in the fill. Like, you'll start speeding up, and drumming can be notorious for speeding up during fills, so you want to watch out for that. And so to avoid that happening, definitely practice with a metronome. All right, guys, so let's get into the beat fill combination. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just a tip, when you're practicing these fills, I'd recommend doing it on every 4th bar. And what that means is you'd play like 3 bars of a beat, and then on the 4th bar, you can do a fill. And that would sound more like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and another way you could practice the fills is just practicing the fill over and over like this. Okay, let's get into fill number 2. Now the second one is very similar to the first one we just did. The difference I'll show you, it's basically going 4 notes on the snare, 4 16th notes on the tom-tom, then back to the snare for 4 16th notes, and then to the floor tom for 4 16th notes. So the pattern would look and sound like this. All right, so 4 snares, 4 toms, 4 snares again, and then 4 floor toms. All right, there you go, and that's the pattern. Very similar to the first one, but this one's really cool. It's especially cool if you don't have the second tom on your kit. Some drum kits don't have the second tom, they just have the 1 tom. So this is a great little fill you can use for that setup on your drum kit. Let's try 2 different tempos. The first tempo at 75 BPM. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get into fill number 3. Now, fill number 3, it's a little bit different to the first 2 fills because you've got 2 different drums happening on the first little part, going 1 E and. So the 1 E is on the snare, and then the and is on the tom, like this. And then the 2 E and is exactly the same. Now, that could be 2 different drums there, meaning you would go like this. Like that. But for now, we're just going to go. And then the 3 E and that will be on the snare, and the 4 E and on the floor tom. By the way, with all these fills, I recommend either putting a bass drum or a hi-hat on the 1, 2, 3, 4, because that'll help to keep the timing really firm, especially when you're going from the beat into the fill. It just helps to keep everything centered and in time. But in saying that, you don't have to do that. It's just something you may want to practice to start to get, better control and better timing in your playing. All right, let's get into the pattern at 2 different tempos. This is 75 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. Okay, we are up to fill number 4, and this particular fill is a little bit different. I've put a bit of a super challenge in here for you, and this one you're going to be playing 2 snare hits and then a bass drum, then 2 tom hits and then a bass drum. So we're adding the bass drum in the fill. So it's going to be like this. Hear that? And then the 3-ender, 4-ender is very much what you've practiced with the other fills, going 3 E-ender on the snare, 4 E-ender on the floor tom. So all together the fill would sound like this. Keep in mind, guys, this is a bit of a super challenge, so I kind of threw this in the mix just to spice things up. It probably will take a little bit more practice than the other ones just because the bass drum's involved, and that takes a little bit more coordination, all right? So be patient if it doesn't happen straight away with some of these fills. All right, let's get into it at 2 different tempos, starting at 75 BPM. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty much the 4 fills, guys. So I hope you get some value from this lesson. Hope you definitely practice the ideas. And if you want to print the sheet music, definitely do that. It's in the description section below. And if you got some value from this lesson, be sure to hit the like button. And if you want to learn something specific, like a particular set of beats, a particular style of music, any particular song, be sure to comment in the comment section down below. Guys, it's been awesome having you here. Awesome, guys. Have a great day. See you next time.